Hello, everyone, and welcome to the W.T. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium. Kevin Myers along with Randy Owie, and we've got a dandy little contest tonight. The Pikeville Panthers take on the Allen Central Rebels, and Randy, I've been able to see Allen Central and Pikeville a few times this year, but I guess you're a newcomer to these parts.
I know they play hardball down here. I've seen a couple of games. These are Rebels with a cause tonight. I know that. With a 9-10 record, they want to even it up and hit 500.
They sure do. We're now going to turn it over for the opening prayer. Opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance by the Pikeville High School cheerleaders. Fine job by them. Both teams back out on the floor, and if you missed it, missed the opening here, our game tonight is between the Pikeville Panthers and the Allen Central Rebels. Kevin Myers along with Randy Owie. And Randy, talking about this Allen Central team, it looks like tonight getting the starting nod for Allen Central will be number 10, Stuart Hall. He's going to be at the guard position. Philip Patton, who is usually a center, is going to be at forward tonight. He'll be wearing number 15. At the other forward, or actually at center tonight, will be number 13, Mike Allen. Looking on down, I believe, number 24, Jeremy Hall, will get the nod for the guard position tonight, and number 20, Todd Lucas, I believe, will be in the starting lineup. But anytime you mention a starting lineup in a pregame, it always changes. So we're going to go down to Randy Jones, the public address announcer, before the game for the starting lineups. I believe for the Pikeville Panthers, you may have some of those guys who may get the starting nod tonight.
They come into this game 11-8, the Panthers, here at Oliver Gym, and J.P. Blair looks to start at center, number 34, with Tyrone Mullins, number 24, and number 20, Murray Garvin at the forwards. And here is the starting lineups.
Yeah, let's go down to Randy Jones now for the starting lineups of tonight's contest.
At guard, a 6-foot senior, number 10, Stuart Hall. At guard, a 5'9" freshman, number 24, Jeremy Hall. At center, a 6'7" senior, number 13, Mike Allen. At forward, a 6'5" junior, number 40, Carl Watkins. And at forward, a 6'6" sophomore, number 15, Philip Patton. The head coach of the Rebels, John Martin. Now, let's meet the Pikeville Panthers. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 32, Kevin Lockhart. At guard, a 6'2" senior, number 23, Todd Smith. At center, a 6'3" junior, number 34, J.P. Blair. At forward, a 6-foot junior, 24, Tyrone Mullins. And at forward, a 6'4" senior, number 20, Murray Garvin. The head coach of the Pikeville Panthers is Howard Wallen.
Well, there you have the starting lineup, courtesy of Randy Jones over there. We certainly appreciate him. He's always been real cooperative in providing the starting lineups for us.
One change that we had from the earlier lineup we were given, because you say you never know until they tip it up, is Todd Smith will start in place of Matt Adkins at guard.
Todd Smith will be wearing number 23 tonight. And one thing we would like to point out before this game gets underway, Murray Garvin, he only needs 10 points tonight. And I believe he's going to set a scoring record tonight. So he just needs 10 points, and they're going to stop action, I guess, and make that announcement. So stay tuned for that. He only needs 10 points, and he should get that pretty soon.
That's a big number.
Allen Central wins the opening tip. Pikeville Panthers looks like they're in the man-to-man defense at this point. Larry Patton with the ball.
A tight man-to-man.
Very tight. A lot of banging underneath.
The big man.
Spin around move, no good. That was attempted by number 13, Mike Allen, the center.
6'7" there. A lot of height in the middle.
Well, they've got Patton in there, too. That's two pretty big boys underneath there. Pikeville puts it up off the backboard, no good. There's a fadeaway jumper, and good by number 24, Tyrone Mullins. Patton, I've been able to see Allen Central a couple of times this year, and Philip Patton and Mike Allen, two big guys underneath here for Allen Central.
Yeah, they've got a lot of height. Let's see what kind of skill they've got to go with it.
There's a stop and pop. Walked underneath. Carl Watkins called for the offense.
There wasn't much of a pivot down there if he did.
I believe he is a freshman, so that's probably one of those freshman mistakes. That,
or a zebra mistake, one of those two.
You never know. 2-0 our score. The Panthers on top.
The Zebras get the last word, though.
How do zebras get the last word? Is this a joke?
No. Those black and white striped
those
fellows.
zebras. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, they're going to call it traveling there on number 15, Philip Patton.
There was no doubt that was a travel.
Didn't really know. Looked like he may have got his clock cleaned on the way up. But I guess he walked before he was fouled.
Man-to-man by the Rebels. They're packing it in.
Three-point shot, didn't even draw iron. That was attempted by Murray Garvin. And he doesn't put 3 points on the board toward that 10 points he needs tonight. 6:27 left to go in the first quarter of play. Kevin Myers along with Randy Yohe.
Happy to be here.
Glad to have you. I've never been able to do one of these games with you, but have to feel around.
There's
and get
a three.
Things going. That's number 24, Jeremy Hall for Allen Central. And the Rebels go up by 1 at this point, 3-2.
Nice form from the top of the key for Hall. Good clean shot, elbow up.
You know, the Pikeville Panthers started out the season kind of slow. Had a couple of losses early in the season, but they've come on strong here midway through the season, and they definitely need to get things going. They played decent in the All-A Classic here at Pikeville High School.
Went right down to the final with Elkhorn City, right?
Mm-hmm. Elkhorn City, of course, lost in the first round up there in Rupp Arena up in Lexington.
Rebels hurling up those threes.
I believe Pikeville's trying to put up the threes too, but it's not paid off for them so far. They've only got 2 points on the night.
I think these fellows watch some Kentucky ball. You see how they step behind those three-point lines. There's one right there.
That was number 24, Tyrone Mullins. Yeah, he was trying to see, make sure, I guess, that he was behind that three-point line so he could shoot the three, and he stopped and popped it.
They step back.
5-3 now. Pikeville with the lead.
Mullins with all 5 points.
They tried to go down inside, and Pikeville picks it off, taking it all the way down off the backboard. Nice layup. That's number 32, Kevin Lockhart. If you remember, he was a strong force on the Panther football team, too.
Certainly do.
All right, let's see if Allen Central can put a couple on the board. They definitely need 2 or possibly 3 this trip down the floor. Wide open is Patton underneath.
Good
for 2.
pass inside.
7-5. All the way down into the basket. Boy, it counts. Murray Garvin, that was nice. He was all the way under the basket, almost out of bounds when he shot that one.
That was strong to the hole.
Sure was. He'll go to the line for a bonus. Could be a possible 3-point play for Garvin and the Panthers. And of course, if we were mentioning early that if Murray Garvin gets 10 points, and he's got 3 of the 10 already, that he's going to he'll be among 17 players here at Pikeville High School to have scored 1,000 points in their career.
A very exclusive club.
Only 17 of them. I think that's kind of like the MTV club or something, where if they host 3 or 4 shows, they get in a certain club or something. 10-7, 4:20 left to go in the first quarter. And this, of course, is a Saturday game. I'm not sure, Dr. Don, the general manager of WPRG, is this a makeup game?
No, it isn't, Kevin. This is a regular season game. They just happen to schedule it, I guess, on a weekend. By the way, while we're here, we want to remind the fans that this game will have a video replay again on Sunday afternoon. You can tune in at 4:30 and catch this here on WPRG TV5. It's Pikeville and Allen Central.
Well, the Pikeville Panthers turned it over, so it will be Allen Central ball. It's kind of rare to have a game on a Saturday. I don't know. I'm used to just doing them on Tuesdays and Fridays. Nice struggle underneath. Can't get it to fall. Patton and Allen with the shots consecutively. The Panthers come up with it. Pass down inside, wide open. Off the glass, no good. That was attempted by number 24, Tyrone Mullins, and the Rebels come up with it. Ooh, almost blocked. I believe he did get by to that one.
Looks like Jeremy Hall is going to be their designated shooter tonight so far, and he's lining up nice. He has a very nice stroke on his shot. Well schooled.
Go ahead.
He goes to the line.
Is this going to be a bonus? Or, well, he was fouled on the shot, so he'd probably get 3, won't he? 3 free throws.
Did he say 3?
Yeah, he was fouled on the shot on a 3-pointer. If I'm not mistaken, he does get 3
you're right.
free
You're
throws.
exactly right. And he misses the first.
Eyes the second one.
There it is.
Makes it fall before it dances around the rim, though. Wasn't one of those all-netters that you usually see. That one dances off the rim. He only gets 1 of the 3 free throws, and there's going to be a foul on the freshman, Carl Watkins. The clock is down to 3:37 left to go in this first quarter of play. The Rebels down by 2. Pikeville Panthers with the lead. Nice spin move underneath.
Sweet.
Mr. Murray Garvin inching closer and closer to that 1,000 points.
Gives him 5.
Nice little 8-footer there. That was number 24, Jeremy Hall. Usually don't hear much from him scoring-wise, but he's put a couple of them on the board already tonight. Big fight for it under the basket. There were 3 shots. Mullins tried one. Garvin tried one. Couldn't get it to fall. Patton back to Allen. No good. Rebounded by the Panthers. J.P. Blair on the bound.
Number 11, Keith Lockhart, now in the game for Pikeville.
Keith and Kevin. The Lockhart brothers.
Lockhart, the last time the ball was down here, had a great chance for a 3-4 footer and just didn't put it up strong. He was right there. He had to clear out. Just needed to put it up stronger.
That was pretty good defense there by number 24, Jeremy Hall. He was outmanned out there. Murray Garvin, they tried to pass it into him, and he's able to sky up and get a hand on it.
This is the Jeremy Hall show this quarter so far for Allen Central.
Sure is. Well, there's Tedrick Evangelista in the game also for the Panthers.
There's a name for you.
Tedrick Evangelista.
I love it.
Inside to Blair, no good. And he was wanting the foul on that one.
Yeah, but you got to finish before you foul. You can't want the foul before you make the shot.
This is true. Nice trap over there in the corner. Wide open underneath. Missed it, though. That was Stuart Hall. And the Panthers rebound. Quickly down the court. There's going to be a foul. No, charge. Blair called for the charge.
He just established position, Kevin. I mean, just established position.
It looked real close.
As long as you're there and you're straight up.
That's all that counts. All the way down, Mr. Hall, no good. I think that's the only shot he's attempted tonight and missed. Not able to connect on that trip down the floor. Clock under 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. 12-10 the score.
Another foul on the freshman, Watkins.
Tedrick Evangelista was on the Pikeville Panther football team on the kickoff team, I guess. Returned all the punts. Nice shot. 3-point range. Murray Garvin.
That gives him 8.
Inching closer to that 1,000 points. Stuart Hall gets the rebound underneath for Allen Central and puts in a couple.
That was a nice move down the lane by Stewart. He just couldn't finish.
Spin around move, Murray Garvin from the free throw area. And he's going to draw a foul from, can't read the numbers, at 10.
Right.
Stuart Hall.
You think he knows he's close to that 10? He just forced the heck out of that one. Calm down, son. They'll come to you. I imagine he's counting in his head.
Yeah, I'd say he is. He knows exactly what he's got at this point. Garvin will go to the line for 2. Coming into the game, that's number 32 for Allen Central. That's Larry Patton. Clock is stopped at 1:16 left to go in the first quarter. Garvin eyes the basket. A little too hard off the back of the rim. He gets another chance at it, though. Nails his second one. Got 2 substitutions coming in for the Pikeville Panthers. That'll be number 23, Todd Smith, and number 24, Tyrone Mullins, comes back into the game. I'll tell you, Randy, before the game, anytime I go to a football game or a basketball game, I always like to get a hot dog and a Coke.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to do it, and I feel unusual. Stop and pop by Hall, no good. Follow through by, I believe that was Patton, wasn't it?
Or was it Allen?
Yeah, it was Allen, number 13.
Big center.
Nice trap underneath. He's going to shoot it anyway. In traffic. Nice. That was Mr. Tyrone Mullins.
Very athletic move on the night the Winter Olympics start. That was like a ski jump right there.
I wonder if he'll get the gold for that, though. Maybe just one of those good old hot dogs that I was talking about.
We'll get one of those at halftime for you, Kev.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. We were under the impression that this game was going to start at 8 o'clock, but it was a 7:30 tip-off instead. Larry Patton on the line for the Rebels. 17-14 the score. Makes his first one.
We got number 12 in the game now for Allen Central.
Jeremy Clark. Patton eyes the second one. Rims out. Allen gets the rebound and puts it back in. So that's 2 scores for him in as many trips down the floor. Allen pouring it on here at the tail end of the first quarter of play.
Tied up at 17.
Panthers almost threw it out of bounds a moment ago. There's going to be a foul, I believe, on Evangelista. That's his first on the evening.
Score 17-17 with 17 seconds left in the first. Get to the lottery store quick. Start playing 17s.
The numbers are there.
Dr. Don, I think that's an omen, all those 17s.
Oh, my, Randy. I always thought I was the 7th son of a 7th son of a 7th son. Oh, put a spell on you.
Well, I believe we have an official timeout on the court down there.
We could take this opportunity to tell the basketball fans to stay tuned, because coming up we have another game right after this. It's Saturday night, and up in Shelby Valley, those Wildcats who pulled a big upset over the Belfry High School Pirates. That game was on Friday night, and that's one of the biggest upsets probably of the year. But anyway, Shelby Valley, they're on a roll. They take on the Millard High School Mustangs. That's up at the Burgee Athletic Center tonight, and Bill Bevins is up there, and he'll be along with that game immediately following this one. You're on WPRG TV5.
We cover you coast to coast.
With the most. Of course, we don't want to forget the Diamond Lady. She's going to be coming down here and transporting the tape at halftime. That's a very important part of our program, is the folks who come up here and pick up the tape so we can get it on early.
There's no way to forget the Diamond Lady.
No. Can't do that. Don won't let us, will you? 17 all, only 4 seconds left to go.
Oh, and it falls in for a 3.
That was number 20, Todd Lucas, I believe, on the shot.
Right.
So that brings an end to the first quarter of play, and by golly, the Allen Central Rebels, after leading early in the first quarter, come back to lead at the end of the first quarter. So it's 2017. We'll come back with the second quarter in just a moment here on TV5 WPRG.
Here we are back at Oliver Gymnasium in Pikeville, Kentucky, with Pikeville is trailing 17-20 against their guests, the Allen Central Rebels, as we look at the cheerleaders. And we thank some of our fine sponsors this evening, like Appalachian Cellular Telephone, the Floyd County Board of Education, Pick-Pack Supermarkets, and Brooks Pharmacy. We appreciate your help and support.
We salute you.
Randy Yohe with Kevin Myers. Having a good time here in Pikeville.
What better way to spend a Saturday evening, huh?
I gotta love it. Jeremy Hall loved it there first quarter for Allen Central. He scored 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. Hot very early.
Well, let's see what he can do in the second quarter. Allen Central with a lead right now. A 3-point lead. There's Garvin underneath. Gets it batted away, but he gets another chance at it. It falls, and he'll go to the line.
That's it, isn't it?
That should be his 10th point.
That's 10, isn't it?
Well, I believe they should be having his little 1,000th point ceremony.
The referees are now going to the table. They're double checking. My honor.
Well, we're not really sure if you can understand what Randy Jones is down there saying. We've got a release of the information, of course. Murray Garvin, he just needed 10 points tonight to become one of 17 players to score 1,000 points. So, tell you what, I'll just read down the list here and read what Randy Jones is reading over there. It says, ladies and gentlemen, your attention please for a very important announcement. Throughout the many years of Pikeville High School basketball, only 17 players have scored 1,000 points in their career at Pikeville High School. We would like to honor any that are in attendance tonight by having them stand and so on and so forth. Some of those folks: Dickie Prater, John Butcher, Chris Slater, Woodrow Preston, Tommy Adkins, Emil Dixon, Bill Doug Taylor, Bobby McCoy, Neil Smith, Johnny Hale, Jerry Anderson, Everett Justice, Kenny Trivett, Howard Lockhart, Billy Booth, and Don Ratliff. And joining those folks tonight with 1,000 points here at Pikeville High School is number 20, Murray Garvin.
And he's a happy young man tonight.
Congratulations to him.
Gets a handshake from his coach. Now he has to go back to the line and make these shots.
I think a little less pressure is on his shoulders right now.
He's got one. And he hits it.
That's 1,001 points for Murray Garvin.
On his way to 2.
He's got quite a bit of season left to go. 20 all is their score. Second quarter just underway. Fight for it on the floor. And Garvin, who just scored his 1,000th point, picks up a foul. And seems like he's a little hurt. Also, one of those injuries.
Number 20, Todd Lucas, strong to the hole on that play. He knew he was going to go to the line there. Lucas already has a 3-pointer. He's at the line for more.
Well, see if he can drop these. Misses that first one.
He forgot his socks. Where's his socks?
Looks like he's got those little ankle-high socks on.
Are they? Yeah, they're squeaking out there. You see some of these guys in college now, and even a couple of pros here and there. I know it's down the Chicago Bulls. They look like they're not even wearing socks.
Yep. I couldn't play basketball without socks.
I'm telling you what, at least 3 pair for me. I need some cushion.
Go through them quick. 21-20. The Rebels on top. I didn't notice who made that. I was trying to get fella's attention back here, get him to go get us a couple of hot dogs.
Oh, I missed it too. I was marking my scorecard.
I believe that was J.P. Blair. Looked like he was the one running down the floor with a little bit of confidence. Patton shoots it, no good underneath, and the Panthers come up with a rebound. 22-21. Stop and pop, 10-footer, no good. Off the rim, rebounded by Tyrone Mullins, no good. And little number 32, Larry Patton, comes out of traffic with it.
Good work.
There's a 3-pointer, good. Nothing but net. Who was that, number 20?
Todd Lucas, number 20. That gives him 7.
Lucas contributing to this Allen Central cause tonight. Tyrone Mullins with it, top of the key. There's a three-pointer. No good by Lockhart. It will be Allen Central ball now. .6:10 left to go, second quarter. There was a nice shot. That was our buddy Stuart Hall, or I guess Jeremy Hall.
Right. Number 10, Stuart Hall on that three-pointer. Got to keep our halls straight here.
A hall's a hall's a hall.
Halls of Montezuma.
Allen Central with a nice little lead at this point, all the way down the floor. Nice bound. He caught that one in the air and put it back in. That was number 10 again. Stuart Hall. And that's going to be number 40, Carl Watkins, called for the offense. .29-22. Allen Central out on top. Going to the line, that's number 35, Stephen Kreitzer.
He's 6'3", weighs 170. A sophomore.
So he'll be back next year, I guess, for this Panther squad.
He came up short on both those.
I guess Coach Howard Wallen will get him during the summer and practice him a little on those free throws. Ooh, 5-footer, no good. Rebounded and put back in by Jeremy Hall. For the little guy, that was a heck of a move inside there.
A nice 360.
There's Murray Garvin. Attempted the shot, had it partially blocked. He's out of bounds and will remain Pikeville ball. I guess Marvin is a combination of Murray Garvin. I don't know.
If you need to get him quick, that's what you can say.
5:09 left to go, second quarter. 31.
At 6'4" and 190, Murray Garvin is quick.
He was I guess most of these guys on the basketball team did play football, because Garvin was a wide receiver for Pikeville on the football team.
And you know, now that we're in the thick of the season, as a matter of fact, heading down the home stretch, you get past that football conditioning to basketball conditioning now, where you don't have the hitting mentality and physicalness, more of the running, the sleek, the jumping.
Exactly.
And you talk to some guys that play both football and basketball, and it takes them a while to get back into that new conditioning for that next sport.
I was mentioning that the Panthers had a little trouble early in the season. I believe that's what it was. They got into foul trouble often during the games. And Tedrick Evangelista, for example, he came in and got 3 fouls committed on him within, I think, 2 minutes in one game that we covered earlier in the year. And it was just that football mentality of if you see the guy, hit him. And you can't do that in basketball.
Right now, Allen Central's getting up and down the court pretty quick. That's why they're maintaining a 9-point lead. 31-22 with 4:30 left in the second quarter.
It hung pretty close there throughout the first quarter, but Allen Central, behind Jeremy Hall, has been able to come out and widen the lead substantially. Coach Howard Wallen, the Pikeville Panthers, sitting over there saying, "What's wrong?"
There, Stephen Kreitzer hits his first free throw attempt in 3 tries.
Eyes the second one. Rims out on him.
Clang, clangs off.
I believe you got to call some games earlier in the season, or maybe one game. Was that
Maywan Phelps.
Yeah.
Had a great time down there. Good folks.
Always treat you nice over there in Maywan.
Yeah, they do.
Bunch of good folks over there in West Virginia.
The Battle of the Crosted Tug.
Kind of like the old Hatfield-McCoy feud, I guess.
We had a lot more fun than they used to, I believe.
Yeah. A little less violence, I guess. There's number 35. That's Kreitzer for 2. That's another interesting name, Kreitzer and Evangelista. Interesting names on the Panther squad. There's the little man, up and in for 2, Jeremy Hall. How many does that make him? He's got a buku of points tonight.
I've got him unofficially at 12.
It's going to be a foul underneath. I believe that's going to be Allen called for the offense, and that should send J.P. Blair to the line for 2. I don't know, it seems like Jeremy Hall's got a heck of a lot of points tonight. I guess that's just because he's active, and we've mentioned his name quite a few times.
He's also playing defense well. He's a quick little guy, and he's playing with his feet. You don't play defense with your hands out there. You've got to start with your feet to be able to move in front of the man, and that's exactly what Jeremy Hall is doing.
He's exactly doing what you said there, and he's utilizing it to its fullest. Blair eyes the second one and falls. 33-26. Howard Wallen over there off the bench now.
Oh.
That was over and back, so it will be Panther ball.
Good hustle by Hall to try to save that, though. Like I said, he's moving quick.
Exactly. He dove for it anyway, knowing it'd probably go out. Boy, that was an NBA 3 right there. Tyrone Mullins.
Oh, Tyrone. Bringing rain. Snow. It's a snowy night here in Pikeville.
Well, there's another NBA 3 by Hall. No good. Rebounded by Allen. He's going to draw the foul from Garvin.
At 6'7", he should be having his way in there, and as you saw in that turnaround, he just was a little too far away from the bucket to make his move. If he had been 2 more feet in, it would have been unstoppable.
Yep. He's a little far out of his range to be shooting a turnaround jumper from out there without expecting somebody to get in his face. 3-pointer no good, as attempted by Mr. Lucas.
These guys throw up the threes down here, don't they?
They throw them up. There's a 3. Good. Mr. Mullins. I don't know if that's a compliment or a cut down. Somebody threw a starburst at us over here. One of those little candies or something. Nice move underneath. That's a little 4-footer by Mr. Mike Allen.
That's how close he needs to be.
There's a turnover. Panthers not been able to connect. Past couple of trips down the floor. And Stuart Hall, or Jeremy Hall, was wanting to foul on that one, but they're going to say it's Allen Central ball. He's holding his wrist down there.
That was good, quick defense by Keith Lockhart is what it was. He made sure he kept his body away, tapped that ball away out of the Rebels' hand. Off the official's leg. He's part of the field.
Underneath, off the glass, and good by Todd Lucas. Brought us a couple of Cokes up here.
Hey, away we go now.
A couple of hot dogs.
Murray Garvin at the line for the Panthers. Garvin with a good release. Let's count that.
That was a smoothie, wasn't it? Nice free throw.
Big man goes out now. Mike Allen for Allen Central.
Clock is under 2 minutes now left to go. David Moore, number 42 for Allen Central.
He's in there at center now.
Out of bounds, it'll be Panther ball.
David Moore at 6'3" and 185, so they lose 4 inches and a few pounds when they take Allen out, put him in.
Nice move in the paint, but it gets it stripped away by Stuart Hall.
This young man with the ball is impressive, I think. Is this consistent for him, or is this a special game?
I've been able to see Allen Central once this year, and I don't remember him being this instrumental in that game. In fact, it was a Philip Patton show then. And well, Patton is not even in the contest right now.
That's nice when you can dole around the talent. The coach loves that. Intercepted by Garvin.
I'd like to see Garvin get a slam-a-jamma tonight.
He wanted it there, and that's why he was thinking before he was dribbling. And Allen Central makes him pay.
Well, that was Philip Patton. I thought he wasn't in there a moment ago, but he is, and he just connected on 2. There's a three-pointer, no good. Not hard enough. Tyrone Mullins on the attempt, and the freshman in there, number 42. Who did I say he was? David Moore.
Of course.
(39-34). Rebels with the lead over the Panthers. And I'm sure Pikeville does not want to go into halftime with this kind of deficit. Going out of the contest is Tyrone Mullins. Back into the game is number 34, J.P. Blair. First free throw, no good. Rebounded by the Panthers. They've got 38 seconds to put a couple on the board. Nice dish inside. Good pass. Open underneath J.P. Blair.
That was good work along the baseline.
That was good to be able to find him open, too, and feed that in there. That was kind of like a floor roll pass or something. It was a low pass.
They had that baseline earlier in the game. Then the Rebels cut him off.
Patton for 2.
Speaking of baseline work,
Murray Garvin, quick down the floor, off the glass and good. 5 seconds left to go. Allen Central tried to put in 2 before the buzzer. It didn't fall for him, though. Our score, 41-38. Allen Central with the lead over the Pikeville Panthers. It's halftime. We'll take a break and be back with some halftime festivities in just a moment here on TV5 WPRG. Well, it is halftime. Our score 41-38. Allen Central, the Rebels, out on top. The Pikeville Panthers. Joining us now is Randy Yohe down there. He's with DeAnthony Honaker, a graduate of Pikeville High School. He's going to be playing his college football at the University of Kentucky. Randy?
And here we are at halftime where Allen Central leads the Pikeville Panthers 41-38. And with me is a man who has just signed with the University of Kentucky to play some football, the Anthony Honaker. And had to be pretty exciting to ink that page the other day.
Yeah, it was a long wait, and I'm glad it's finally over with.
Did it boil down just to Kentucky? What other schools were you considering?
Well, I was considering Louisville and Alabama mostly, but I didn't really want to leave the state of Kentucky, and if I was to stay in the state of Kentucky, Kentucky's the university I wanted to play for.
Now, how's it going to work when you get into the program? How do they work freshmen in? Do you have any idea?
Well, they bring the freshmen there a week early and let them learn the system, try to learn the system that they teach down there. And if you come along, then that's great. You know, a freshman, you might be able to dress, then again, you might not. But when I go down there, I'm just going to take my time. Patience is the key to everything.
But a good work ethic. I know Coach Curry demands that.
Yeah, he wants everybody to play 4 quarters of football. It's non-stop, just hard hitting.
You leave a program here, a Pikeville Panther football program that just bleeds with tradition. I mean, they have played so well over the last few years with the change in coaches and everything. Tell me, what were your thoughts on that great tradition here at Pikeville?
Well, it just, teams here, they just come in experienced every year because the team that they've just been left, we just teach them a lot here. The coaches are just great. They're just great, and they teach you a lot here.
How important was it for Coach Howard to come back and work with you guys this year?
Well, Coach Howard, I think he's a great offensive coach. He got a great offensive mind. And last year, the 90 year, we just didn't have the offensive power that we used to have over the past 3 state championship years. When he came back, he gave us that added power, you know, to our offense. And it was just great. He's a offensive whiz.
What do you think of this basketball game here? Your man Garvin scoring 1,000 points.
Well, I tell you, Murray, he's been talking about getting in that 1,000-point club for the last 4 or 5 years, ever since he's been playing basketball. He just sits down at the lunchroom table and he goes, yeah, I need such and such many points. And he would have got it last night, but he said he wanted to wait and do it in front of the home crowd. That's why he just scored 4 points last night.
He's scoring up a bunch tonight. We want to wish you the best of luck at Kentucky. You take that Pikeville tradition, and the Anthony and I is going to start hanging around together, because then I'll look thin. So, no, best of luck to you, and you go get them, and we wish you the best.
Thanks.
Sure thing. And we're going to continue with our halftime festivities here. The score 41-38. Allen Central up 3 on Pikeville. Back with Kevin Myers in just a moment here on WPRG TV 5.
And welcome back, everyone. It's halftime. 41-38 is our score. You just saw Randy Yohe down there a few moments ago talking with DeAnthony Honaker, who signed on with the University of Kentucky, going to be playing collegiate football for the University of Kentucky, and we wish him all the best of luck, both athletically and academically. I know he's going to do a great job. Once again, our halftime score, 41-38. We're about ready for second half. I'd like to remind folks that the all-new Pikeville High School 1991-92 Athletic Handbook is out and available. If you'd like some more information on receiving one copy of that, or maybe a dozen copies, I don't know, whatever the case may be, you can contact the Pikeville High School principal, I guess, at the main number 432-0185, or you can also contact the athletic office at 432-5989. It's got all kinds of great information about the Pikeville Panther High School football and basketball programs all the way back probably since the beginning of Panther athletics here. So that's a dandy handbook. I've not had a chance to look through it, but it's going to be really nice to glance through there and see the tradition here at Pikeville High School. Well, we're about ready for second half action. Here to call the action is Mr. Randy Yohe.
Thank you so very much, Kevin. What does it say? Panthers set the pace, new decade, new race. And here we go with Allen Central up on top by 3. And Pikeville comes out strong on defense.
Randy, that was a nice move underneath. That's Mr. Murray Garvin.
2 more for Murray, who scored his 1,000th point tonight, becoming the 18th man in Pikeville history.
And he doesn't want to stop with 1,000. He wants to keep on going.
Oh, he has, too.
I like what DeAnthony said that he used to talk about it all the time at lunch, saying, I've got so many points.
I don't think DeAnthony misses too many lunches.
No. They'll get him up there at UK, too, and fill him up and bulk him up a little bit. Doesn't seem like he could bulk up much more. He's not a heavy fellow, but he's muscular, and they'll bulk him up a little bit more up there at UK.
Here's Murray Garvin at the line. He's shooting 2. Good smooth release, and Garvin hits it.
That's something that Garvin's been noted for all season long, is his smooth release, both on the free throw line and his outside shooting, too.
And that's another one for Murray Garvin, who's heading toward a 20-point night.
With that in mind, the Panthers take a 1-point lead now, 42-41.
First lead in the game, I believe. Allen Central's not going to let... Oh! Way too tall. They're trying to get it inside now to their big man, Allen. He's 6'7", and all he has to do is hone that in there. But the pass was too tall.
Yeah, Stuart Hall was under a lot of pressure over there, and I think he may have got that partially deflected. The pass deflected, and it's just over Allen's head.
Here inside to Garvin, who scores easily.
There again, that example of a perfect touch by Murray Garvin. Even down inside, he's got that smooth release. And that, I'm sure, has helped him get those 1,000 points this year.
A wild shot by Jeremy Hall. Not like he was setting up earlier. That was just a hurl, as Wayne's World guys would say. Not the same kind of hurl.
They'd have to bring out the towels.
On we don't want none of that hurling here. Not.
That's one movie I do want to see.
Wayne's World, Wayne's World.
Party time.
And there's a party time for Mike Allen as he gets inside the scores, too. Got an up-and-down game going here, 43-44. Pikeville up by 1.
That would really make this game, Randy, if we saw a lot of lead changes, and we've seen that so far here in the second half, which is just underway. That really makes the game if you have a lot of lead changes.
Well, I think that we're on the 1 point right now, and it looks like it's going to be back and forth for a bit, but you never know.
That's a nice three-pointer by Todd Lucas. Yeah. He's got, what, 3 on the evening?
3 3-pointers. 13 for the game. Allen down, dishes off. Number 10, Stuart Hall, that puts it in sweetly.
That was really a nice assist by Mike Allen. He had the lane basically all to himself. Just a little bit of traffic under there, but
And
he
Allen
dished
gets
off.
the steal. Excuse me, Kevin, because he's asserting himself now. Ahead again to Stuart Hall for 2 points. And Allen's starting to become a presence on the court.
And look at that lead, too.
Jumps up 6, 50-44, Allen Central. Strong to the hole for Pikeville.
There's a big turnover underneath. Garvin comes up with it. And you don't see that too often. Tyrone Mullins and Murray Garvin missed 2 shots. Basically wide open underneath shots.
Jeremy Hall set up nice. Just fell off the back of the iron on that 3. Number 40, Carl Watkins, the freshman for the Rebels, has been playing strong on the defensive glass here in the second period. And that is one reason the Rebels are up by 6.
He didn't play all that great of a game in the first half. If you remember, he had a couple of turnovers and a couple of fouls.
3 fouls. Nice setup for Stuart Hall on the 3-pointer. And Stuart and Jeremy Hall are starting to assert themselves. And if they get the inside game of Allen going, this is a good-looking little Rebel team.
I don't know if you noticed there or not, but, well, there's the 3rd shot by Murray Garvin missed. But he's going to take it in again. That's 4 shots missed.
A shooter always follows his shot. You can tell Murray Garvin does that.
That's 2 in a row for Mr. Stuart Hall.
4 3-pointers for Stuart.
Quickly, the Pikeville Panthers take a timeout. 56-44 is the score. Allen Central comes out and puts a big booty whooping on Pikeville here in the 3rd quarter of play. Tell you what, we'll take a quick timeout and be back with more in just a moment. You're watching TV5 WPRG Sports.
And here we are back again, Randy Yohe with Kevin Myers, having a good old time here in Pikeville. Not as good of a time as the Allen Central Rebels are on this away court as they lead the home Pikeville Panthers 56-44. Wanted to thank a few more of our fine sponsors helping you bring this cable extravaganza your way. The folks at Marion Brothers Monument Company, yes, Dameron Welding and New Steel Sales, Sandy Valley Hardware, Williamson Memorial Hospital, and Martin Engineering, just a few of the hundreds of people that help support WPRG TV5 and keep food on Dr. Dunn's table.
Well, I think Miller Ken Carter said it best a couple of weeks ago. He said a cornucopia of sports, a cornucopia of cable sports.
A veritable plethora.
Can you spell it? That was a good one. I've never heard that. That's or at least a cheap facsimile thereof.
Just the facts, man. And the facts are right now the backcourt of Allen Central is bringing the ball up well, and the inside game of Mr. Mike Allen.
It's going well for Mike Allen right now, as is Jeremy Hall. He's put up a couple of 3-pointers, and that's helped widen the lead out for Allen Central.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3-pointers between the Hall brothers.
You think they may practice that together a lot?
It could be the Halls of Glory by the end of this night.
Looks like Mr. Philip Patton is going to come back in. Going out is number 40, David Moore. We'd also like to say thanks to all the cheerleaders here, Pikeville Panthers and Allen Central cheerleaders. They've done an outstanding job tonight. A lot of action down on the floor.
Todd Lucas, that 3rd guard that comes in for the Halls, actually a starter off and on throughout the year, if I'm not mistaken, is also becoming an inspired in the backcourt for the Rebels.
They're starting to depend on him a lot. Strong person off the bench. Like you said, if he doesn't start.
That was a travel right there. A good shot by Mike Allen. Good square up.
Mike, for a big man, does have a lot of good moves in that briefcase he carries around.
Nice inside play. Number 34, J.P. Blair. In and out, Hart break. Michael with the outlet pass, intercepted by Lucas, who falls short on the 3. Here comes Pikeville.
Got an injury. Mike Allen down on the other end of the floor holding that knee. He doesn't look too happy.
Mike Allen is down. We'll get the camera down there. And he's hurting, and let's hope it's nothing serious.
This may be a first-time injury for him. He's favoring that right knee, but he does not have any kind of a bandage or anything on it, so I guess that's an indication that he hasn't hurt that knee previously. But he's in a lot of pain down there. And that would be devastating at this point for Allen Central to lose Mr. Mike Allen. He tried to get up there and couldn't. His good friend and cohort Stuart Hall goes over there to check things out.
Mike Allen, a 6'7", 180-pound senior from Wright Beaver area. Up 80 up there. Home of the Goose Creek Symphony Boys, if I'm not mistaken.
That's funny you should mention that, because that is where Charlie Earhart was born and raised. Goose Creek.
You bet.
Eastern Kentucky.
It's Eastern in Eastern Kentucky.
That's exactly right. When you've been up on Wright Beaver and you've seen the sign that says Eastern, you're in the real Eastern Kentucky, and that's where Goose Creek is from, right? And these Allen Central Rebels. Randy and Kevin had the pleasure of interviewing the Goose Creek Symphony Band. They performed, during the Floyd County Festival of Faces with the Kentucky Opry, and had the pleasure to go down there and film that show and do an interview with Charlie Earhart of the Boys of Goose Creek Symphony.
He's a great guy.
Great music comes out of Big Eastern KY, and that's a perfect example of it.
And the Rebels are playing some pretty sweet music right now as they lead by 10, 58-48. What did you see about Allen, Kevin?
I believe they've gone ahead. They took him down into the locker room. If he emerges, I know that's going to be a good indication, because you usually don't see him take an injured player on down into the locker room. But he was favoring that right knee pretty bad.
You just saw a very hard foul there committed by number 32, Kevin Lockhart, who slammed.
He got his money's worth and asked for change, didn't he? He wanted that foul to count.
Is that Adkins at the line? No, excuse me.
32. So Lockhart.
Lockhart.
Yeah. What's a 9-point game, 58-49.
The hard foul was committed by Larry Patton of the Rebels. I mean, a tomahawk chop.
Pikeville in that full court press.
Stuart Hall.
And he was wide open underneath. That's a good offensive move. Good assist. He's wide open and took it right straight to the basket.
That gives him 20 points unofficially on my scorecard. Well, of course it's unofficially. I'm not the official scorer. But he's got at least 20. Nice inside pass. Philip Patton on a nice inside pass from Jeremy Hall.
The Panthers starting to somewhat choke at this point. They missed a couple of shots and as many trips down the floor, and in this last defensive stint down here,
they look a little tired.
Yeah. There you saw him just a minute ago throw it out of bounds. 62-50.
Stuart Hall with the ball, trying to set up the offense. Still man-to-man by Pikeville. Off to Lucas. They've got a little time now to waste with a 12-point lead, but not enough time for a turnover. Murray Garvin travels with the ball. He was a little too anxious.
He was a little bit too anxious. I think he's wanted to get down the court quick and maybe slam jam once. I wouldn't be surprised if he does get some kind of slam tonight. It depends on, I guess, if the Panthers are able to come back. They're down by 12 now.
Philip Patton in and out. Stuart Hall with the rebound. No. Tipped it out to Pikeville. They try to run, but the swarming defense of the Rebels a little too strong off the hole there. for Tyrone Mullins.
I think Tyrone could have gone on into the basket. He was about 2 or 3 feet out when he left the air.
A little courageous.
Left the ground, I guess.
When he went into the air.
Yeah. Got a foul committed.
You know, while we've got a quick second here, we're talking about how some of these guys are emulating the Kentucky style. And down at Paintsville High School, they've got a player at Kentucky that everybody in this region knows. And Paintsville High welcomes you to celebrate with them in honoring University of Kentucky's number 34, John Pelfrey, for the retirement of his high school jersey, Tuesday, February 11th, down at Paintsville High. A good pitch because Pelfrey's a great player from our region.
Sure is. Had a great game today against Auburn.
7 points. But he played well. They were giving him the air ball for one air ball, though.
I'd like to thank Mr. Mike Billiter from WLSI and WRAU. Of course, he helped provide us with the information about John Pelfrey there and the fact that they're going to honor him and retire his jersey over there at Paintsville.
20 seconds left in the third quarter. And Allen Central, I think they're milking the clock a little bit, Kev.
Yeah, I think they're wanting to go into the fourth quarter with a nice, comfortable lead. And they've got a good chance of doing that.
But this game's not over by any stretch, as we've seen throughout the year here in Eastern Kentucky High School basketball.
Well, with the implementation of the three-point play, you can make or break a game real quick.
We've almost got a three-man weave. Inside now to Patton, who misses it at the buzzer. And at the end of 3, it's the Allen Central Rebels 62, Pikeville Panthers 53. We're going to take a break and be back with fourth quarter action right here on your Mountain Majesty, WPRG TV5.
Well, we'd like to take this time again to thank a few of the sponsors for tonight's contest between the Allen Central Rebels and Pikeville Panthers. Dameron Welding and New Steel Sales, Sandy Valley Hardware, the folks at Williamson Memorial Hospital, Martin Engineering, Brooks Pharmacy, Pick Pack Supermarkets, the Floyd County Board of Education, Appalachian Cellular Telephone, and the folks over at Sprouse Creek Processing and Mine Company. Thanks to all those folks for bringing you and Randy and I all the high school basketball action here around the Big Sandy area. Now with more play-by-play action of this game, here he is, the Don Pardo, I guess, of high school basketball, Mr. Randy Yohe.
Thank you, Kevin. 62-53. Allen Central has led most of this game. Pikeville had a short lead in the third quarter, but they're coming out now down by 9. Right to the hole strong. Up twice, up 3 times for Pikeville Panthers, and it seems to have a lid right on them right now.
It's been a long time since I've seen this, Randy. They've missed a heck of a lot of shots. J.P. Blair was able to put that basket in, but they've missed a heck of a lot of shots here in the second half.
And they also gave that up on defense. Number 20, Todd Lucas, who came down for the easy 2. If you're going to score, you've got to stop them on the other end, or it does you no good when you're 9 down.
Mr. 20-yard return is back in there, Tedrick Evangelista.
Good spacing by the Panthers, but not enough thinking as they throw it off key, out of bounds, Rebels ball. Some little youngins strolling across the court back there.
I was noticing that. I was looking to see if she had a jersey on there. She came about half court out there.
And it's good to see Mike Allen back in the game. Sprinting around, he was fine. Thank goodness.
Oh, yeah, he is back in there. Good. Good.
6'7", how do you miss him?
I always get him and Patton confused. Philip Patton.
Another bad pass and over and back by Pikeville.
Another good credit to Tedrick Evangelista. He at least tried to go after it. Clock is down. 6:52 left to go in the game. 64-55 the score. Allen Central with the lead.
Now they're out of their offense a little bit. Sometimes you can get in trouble in the fourth quarter if you try to milk that lead and run out of your offense, but not when you hit a shot like Todd Lucas does with a sweet 3.
That sure doesn't help the Pikeville Panther cause much.
Randy, shut up.
Three-pointer attempted by Blair.
Garvin strong again. 3rd time's the charm. from Murray Garvin.
But if you noticed right there, it took the Panthers 3 shots to finally connect.
They get a steal, and Garvin gets snub-nosed by a 38.
Ba-dum-dum.
Got it right at the beezer.
I believe that's going to be, who was that? Number 24, Jeremy Hall, called for the foul. And he got his money's worth on that one, too.
He could get 5 to 10 in Leavenworth.
Well, Allen Central calls the timeout. We'll stay right here, though.
That's right.
Because we love yapping.
And let's talk, Dr. Dye, what do we got coming up? This is a Saturday game-orama for you, isn't it?
Apparently it is, Randy. Who would have thought that there would be a couple of Saturday night games right here in Pike, Floyd counties? But we've got Shelby Valley, the Wildcats. They're playing the Millard High School Mustangs. Brother Bill Bevins is up there doing the play-by-play on that one. And, of course, that'll be coming up immediately following this game tonight right here on WPRG TV5.
I'm going to run home and watch it after we're done.
Hey, do you realize that this Miller game coming up will be the 5th basketball that we've had on WPRG television today? Started these basketball games at 4:30 this afternoon. It did Shelby Valley and McDowell. That game over at Left Beaver and had beat Rigsby. I think when you came in from Huntington, that was showing on WPRG television when you came by the doctor's residence.
It was on right there. I mean, this guy is like Sherman Williams Paint, Kevin. He covers the earth with basketball.
Doctor's Palace.
Speaking of Sherman Williams Paint, the Rebels are painting the Panthers right here, Rebel Red.
Rebel Red.
And this man at the line is going to have, I believe, is going to have a strong fourth quarter for these Panthers to pull this game out. And that, of course, is Murray Garvin, who sets it up and nicely hits the free throw.
Allen Central painting the Panthers red, but I'm sure that Pikeville coach Howard Wallen is not tickled pink.
No, he's blue. And we'll stop it right there, because I know you're green with envy for not thinking of any more of them.
I'm just a greenhorn, I guess.
It's right out there in black and white for all to see. Wait a minute, we got to get that shoe tied. I'm not going to wear socks, but I'll keep my shoes tied. Oh, no, that's right. He's got those little booties on, right?
Yeah. Little tennis socks, I guess.
This guy's 2 inches taller than me. I better shut up. And a nice putback right there. Number 24, Jeremy Hall, who's not even fooling around tonight.
He normally plays the guard position, but most of the times when we've mentioned his name, he's been on the baseline tonight and making points from the baseline.
He plays 3-4 inches taller than he really is because of his hustle inside and his jumping ability.
It'll be Panther ball.
Kevin Lockhart inbounding to Tyrone Mullins. Mullins stops, hops, and pops and comes up with air.
Way too hard.
And it's a rugby scrum. Here's Garvin. Twisting, turning, spinning, and putting it in for 2. Murray Garvin.
Well, that was a real pretty shot. He leaned forward over his defender to put that one in.
And it's getting a little crazy out here, Kev. A little helter-skelter.
Tensions are high.
He holds off on the shot, Hall. A little shoulder action there. Not called. Garvin called for the foul instead. Could have went either way.
Garvin didn't like that call either. He kind of looked down at the ref as he ran by and says, I didn't do that.
You know, that could have been a non-call right there. But we didn't call it. He did.
Yeah. 5:04 left to go in the game. 9-point lead on behalf of the Allen Central Rebels. A lot of ball movement underneath.
Here's Hall for 3. Jeremy Hall.
He's been able to connect on those.
When his brother Stewart isn't, he's hitting them. Pikeville has little time to waste.
There's the three-pointer. Up and good by
Kevin Lockhart.
Mr. Lockhart. We got the Lockhart boys and the Hall boys.
Brother. Here's Todd Lucas dribbling out of trouble. Over to Stewart Hall.
That was kind of picky. Called the foul on Mr. Lockhart.
Old coach Al McGuire up in Marquette would have called that a ticky-tack foul.
Ticky-tack foul.
I mean, I'm glad to come down here from Huntington to be able to do these games. I cover Eastern Kentucky for WSAZ TV, but I love basketball. High school, college, pro. College most, high school, real close second. Because there's emotion involved. There's people that care.
Sure is. You can tell that despite this being a Saturday game. I mean, you got a lot of people over there on Allen Central side, and you hardly see any empty seats over here on the Pikeville Panther side. But I guess you're kind of like me, Randy. Talked about this a couple times during football season, but a lot of the folks here at WPRG TV5 love to do football and basketball just for the promotional purposes of it. It's kind of like a hobby to me. I love to get out here on a Saturday night or Friday night or I guess Tuesday nights and call these high school basketball games.
See, scrambling like that. The ball just turned over 1, 2, 3 times. Hall with a little travel. Oh, and he doesn't like it at all. Mr. Jeremy Hall has had a heck of an evening, as has his brother Stuart. They've amounted for the lion's share of the Allen Central scoring this evening.
That was another nice shot.
Strong to the hole for Todd Smith. Oh, that was a gimme. That was a duck for Mr. Watkins.
That was another one of those freshman mistakes.
Swatted away by Mike Allen.
Murray Garvin got that smile on his face. He says, can't believe that boy did that to me. I'll get him.
You can touch this. And he did.
Pikeville slowly inching away at the lead, 73-67.
Couple of threes. This game is not over by any means.
Either way, Allen Central could just really put things away, or Pikeville could come back.
Although Allen Central's kept a consistent play throughout the game.
Clock stopped at 3:19 left to go.
Now, that was a nice block by Mike Allen. Now I think about it. Yes, it was.
Nasty block. Nasty. Get back out of my face, homeboy block. Oh,
Howard.
Put back in by Lockhart.
Nice job.
73-69. I think this is going to have to be the Jeremy Hall and Mike Allen show.
With Todd Lucas. The Hall brothers, Lucas. We got 3 guards. As you said before, they sneak in and play either position.
I think Murray Garvin wanted his payback right there, even though that would have been through the reins of Stuart Hall.
Pikeville just can't finish, Kevin. They're setting up plays, they're getting good passes, they're getting the ball into the basket, and they're not finishing off.
Well, most of the shots they've had should have been shots that fell on the first time, and Allen Central has been able to help on the boards and control the rebounds, and that's not very good for the Pikeville cause.
Not when Mr. Carl Watkins hits a basket like that. 2 minutes left in regulation time. 75-69, Allen Central ahead.
Oh.
They're scrapping out there. There's another inside shot, and they finish end foul.
Nice turnaround jumper, or spin move there.
Todd Smith, sweet to the hole.
He's not been too vocal tonight out there on the court, but boy, that was a nice one. Well, the clock is stopped at 1:47 left to go in the fourth quarter of play. We've got a timeout down on the floor, so tell you what, we'll take a quick timeout and be back with more in just a moment. 75-71 the score. This is TV5 WPRG Sports.
And here we are back with the last 1 minute 47 seconds. And here we are back with the last 1 minute 47 seconds of action. 75-71 Allen Central over Pikeville. Randy Yohe with Kevin Myers, Dr. Don, and the Diamond Lady has just come up here. Wave to us, Diamond Lady. There she is. She has got to be one of the biggest sweethearts the world has ever known. She's going to take that tape back and make sure it gets on the air for us. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Pikeville's trying to scrap back in this game, only down by 4.
Mr. Todd Smith misses his free throw.
He needed that one, too.
And there you go. There's your example of tensions being high down there. Almost a scuffle between number 40, David Moore, and Todd Smith.
Another close WPRG finish, folks.
Photo finish.
I hear you guys are famous for these.
We've had quite a few. Don's been able to pick out some dandy games for us this year. Haven't had many blowouts.
Traveling.
On the road again. Bing, 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 bing.
For all the steps I've known before. Heavy helping of corn both of us had before the game tonight, folks.
I'll tell you, Tyrone Mullins has got a weird shot. It's kind of like he brings the ball behind his head. Seems like he's going to drop it before he shoots it.
Some of those old-timers will remember Jamal Wilkes with the Los Angeles Lakers that used to have that talk-back shot. You guys out there in the audience, you know who you are. You remember that shot. You old graybeards, you. Because I remember, too. The Silk. Here's Todd Lucas, who's brought the ball down well in the second half. Jeremy Hall.
That's one of few shots that we've seen Jeremy Hall miss tonight.
Garvin 1, Garvin 2. Garvin misses on 2 attempts, gets his own rebound, misses again.
As soon as he missed that shot, he looked back at the referee and said, I can't believe you didn't call the foul, but looked like a clean move to me.
Mike Allen had a chance for a shot there. No, he's trying to pull it back out. Oh, and we see a clench. It's not clench those fists.
Jeremy Hall got trapped under there and started spinning around, and I believe he did connect an elbow, banged number 11.
Keith Lockhart. But Stuart Hall intercepted. He and Keith talked a little bit. Now the coach will pull out Lockhart. With 56 seconds left, probably sit him the rest of the game.
Yep. Well, you can't really blame Lockhart. I mean, he got one of those elbow sandwiches, and he may have already had supper tonight. I don't know.
Jeremy Hall at the line. And he hits it. 76-71, 56 seconds left. Rebels up by 5. Hall with the second. It's short. Pikeville with the rebound. They're going to bring him down quick. Look for Garvin. He's wide open. He's begging for it.
Woo. Nice shot. Mr. Tyrone Mullins.
Mullins with the 3.
And look here at the scoreboard.
He says, heck with Garvin. I'll hang it up. 2-point game, 45 seconds.
I'll tell you what Pikeville's going to have to do. They're going to have to come out and utilize Garvin to his fullest. And Garvin is going to have to make that first shot. There cannot be a second shot by Garvin here in the last 45 seconds. If Pikeville hopes to tie this thing and possibly go ahead and win, they've got to hit that first shot, regardless, inside or out.
I'm sure Coach Howard Wallen is telling his players right that and setting up the chalkboard to run a play for Murray Garvin, who has been on fire tonight.
Well, he's got to be happy regardless with the results of tonight's game, scoring his 1,000th point tonight. Did that in the second quarter.
He's got at least 25.
Good night for him. It'd be an even better night if it'd be for a winning cause.
Well, he may have 25 earlier, but the next 2 that either he or one of his other 4 cohorts will take will tell the tale.
If Allen Central is able to hold on to this, it's going to be a nice ride back down 23 to Eastern.
Mike Allen inbounds it. Jeremy Hall with a long pass. A questionable foul called there on number 11, Keith Lockhart. The crowd doesn't like it. Kevin?
I did not see it. I did not see the foul. Either he fouled him as he was losing the ball, because when he called the foul, he was back. Lockhart was back at least 5 steps.
It was an errant pass to begin with, and both men were going for it a la a wide receiver and a D-back in football. Very questionable.
Nonetheless, Mr. Stuart Hall will go to the line.
You betcha. He won't hesitate.
We could complain all night about it, but he's still going to shoot those free throws.
And hit him. It's a big one. Puts him up by 3 with 39 seconds left. Allen Central ready to bust it back to Beaver with a victory. That's right, Beaver now.
Which is opposed to left Beaver.
Or wrong Beaver.
Which the wrong Beaver's better than, well.
No, let's stop right there.
78-74.
Mike Allen with another big rebound. And a foul. Kevin? Foul on number 24, Tyrone Mullins. As he hacked him on the arm.
That was one of those better foul him and stop the clock while I can fouls. Well, Randy, Yowie, of course, is with WSAZ, Television 3 in Huntington, and I do these ball games, but my profession is Director of Community Relations with Coal Operators and Associates. And Don, we have a quick chance coming up this Thursday. We're going to have a very educational video on TV5 about coal.
That's right, Kevin, and you and I think Mr. Greg Dameron, right?
Right.
And he's the safety director for one of the major members there, the Coal Operators Association, that you and he and I will be doing an interview talking about coal mine safety. That'll be Thursday night, 7 o'clock, WPRG TV5, and then the following week on another Thursday night as well.
That'll be on the 13th and I believe the 19th.
But J.P. Blair could care less about Cole right now as he hurled up that three-point from NBA range. And with 20 seconds left, it's only a 2-point Allen Central lead. I'm sure that'll be some fascinating video next Thursday.
Well, thank you. I hope so. I hope you'll maybe get a chance to watch it.
Well, it's fascinating to get in and see the insides and see how things are really done.
Well, that's exactly what we had in mind on this video. And Greg Dameron, who is the safety director at one of our member companies, is in the video. And also, we had a little roundtable discussion. Dr. Don, Greg Dameron, and I, we sat around and talked about coal and talked about the video. And I think it's going to be real educational. Hopefully, everybody will pop a big old bag of popcorn, grab the kids and the family, and sit around the TV and learn a little bit about what makes Eastern Kentucky tick. And that, of course, is the Eastern Kentucky coal industry.
Allen Central inbounds the ball with 20 seconds left. Tight, tough defense by Pikeville. No foul called there. Murray Garvin with the ball. A high dribble, and a too high of a dribble carrying.
Sure did. He was really disappointed with himself. He tried to get down in there too quick and ran before he dribbled.
Gave him one of those high Magic Johnson's dribble, and the referee didn't let him get away with it.
And that very well could be, Randy, the key to this game. That one turnover right there. There's 13 seconds left, and Garvin's down there dancing around in the huddle with dismay of himself.
Exactly. He was looking at that basket, and that has been the problem for the Pikeville Panthers this evening, as you said earlier, and we've seen them get in close, get their passes in correctly, line up for the good shots, not finish, not connect, not really in the game mentally as they should be.
Exactly. Well, we'll have to wait and see what the Panthers do. They're going to be on the defensive end of the court as Allen Central will get the ball with 13 seconds left to go and a 2-point lead.
All right, here we go. Rebels inbound the ball. Everybody's bunched in tight there, folks, and they'll break loose as soon as they hand the ball to the inbounder.
Oh.
Intercepted, stole by Pikeville, up and not in, but the foul is called.
And he really whacked him hard, too. Got him right across the face, and that'll send number 34, J.P. Blair, to the line.
Blair went strong to the hole. Once again, didn't finish, but did draw the foul.
And that thing almost rolled in there. It danced around the rim a couple times.
It's happened a lot for the Panthers tonight.
Sure has. Hopefully it won't happen to him right here. I guess if you're a Pikeville Panther fan.
Big free throws here for J.P. Blair. It's up. It's in. NBN, nothing but net. Twine time, string music. Look good.
I wonder what's going through the young man's mind right now.
This to tie the game. Yes.
No pressure whatsoever for him.
Timeout. Big Mike Allen says, hold the phone.
We wants to talk it over before we step into it.
And the crowds are starting to stop and romp. No, that's not Dr. Don getting the jitters. They're moving the earth here at T.W. Oliver, is it?
Yeah, T.W. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium.
And a fine facility it is, although they should dust the top of their
air vent over here.
See if we're way up on top side here, up in the not nosebleed section, but you can see a few rolls of toilet paper from last celebrations up in the air vents.
Yep. And that makes it kind of tough to see the entire gymnasium from up here. This is an excellent view of the floor up here from the press box, but it's kind of tough to see who's on the other side. There you see Don getting a shot of that air vent. Glaring in all its splendor.
All right, Allen Central back out on the floor. They have the ball. We're tied at 79 with 11 seconds left in regulation.
Nice contest.
Stuart Hall to inbound. Pikeville in tight man-to-man. Hall looks, finds his brother, finds Todd Lucas, who's fouled right there by Kevin Lockhart. So, it's a game that's been called at the line here in the fourth quarter, folks.
You know, Randy, I think that foul was more of a benefit to Allen Central than anything, just to the fact of stopping the clock for Pikeville. Allen Central had to travel the length of the floor, and with this foul shot, that cut out a heck of a lot of clock time right there. There's another timeout down there. We'll go ahead and stay right here.
And we'll thank our fine sponsors one more time for helping us bring this game to you all out there. Sprouse Creek Processing and Mine Company, Pick-Pack Supermarkets, Sandy Valley Hardware, Dameron Welding and New Steel Sales, and the Marion Brothers Monument Company. Yes, folks, we appreciate their help.
And a special thanks to you, Mr. Randy Yohe from WSAZ TV3 in Huntington, for helping us out on these games.
I love it. I'm going to be down here as many Saturdays as I can, and as we get close to March Madness, we'll
probably run into each other quite often.
If I'm invited, I'll come. I love the camaraderie and competition down here in the mountains.
You'll attend the party if you're invited.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm sure that you will be. And Dr. Don, the general manager of WPRG, we are getting ready to head into tournament time, and I'm sure Randy and the whole crew, all the way from Judge Carter all the way down, will be taking part.
Oh, we do, Kevin. We have the 58 district tournament games. Probably will be played in McDowell High School this year. They're getting ready to consolidate with Wheelwright for that new Left Beaver school up there around High Hat. We also have the 59 district tournament games. They're being played at Shelby Valley, and the 60th district games at John Street. Those will be on TV.
Todd Lucas misses it. Sorry, Todd. Strong to the hole for Garvin, who misses. And we've got overtime. Oh, my goodness. Off the rim for Allen Central. We've got another overtime game on WPRG. Oh, my goodness.
Nothing like an overtime game. And I tell you, that wouldn't have been overtime if you remember, I mentioned that Garvin cannot miss that shot. The shot that he takes or anybody on this Pikeville Panther team takes, it's got to fall on that first try. No second shots. And that's exactly what happened. Garvin tried to go to the basket too quick and missed it.
Pikeville is lucky to be in this game. I'm just amazed that Allen Central had so many chances to tuck it away in their back pocket and didn't do it.
Well, I believe Allen Central at one time was up by as many as 13 points, maybe 14. And you got to give a lot to the Pikeville Panther squad for coming back from that kind of deficit, and they came back pretty darn quick, too.
That final three-pointer by J.P. Blair to bring the score into the high 70s was crucial. And then missed free throws down the line for Allen Central. And we've got overtime. Don, what are you doing over there? The camera's going wild.
I'm like a painter, Randy. I'm just trying to make a beautiful picture.
Well, just keep stroking.
Well, the clock has 3 minutes left on it. End of regulation play. Scores tied 79 all. We be going into overtime.
Philip Patton, Murray Garvin to tip it off here in OT. Yeah, overtime now. We got their names down without looking at 3 sheets.
I wonder what the red tape is on Patton's shoulders.
Strong to the hole for Hall.
He's got like red tape clamped around the top of his jersey there, like kind of like one of these memorial tapes or something for something. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe we can find that out. Mr. Garvin upset with himself again, and another turnover for Pikeville.
I really look for Garvin to turn things on. He's been disappointing himself mainly in the fourth quarter of play, and I expect a lot from him. I think he's going to get his game straightened up here in overtime.
Good inside play by Pikeville. Number 32, Kevin Lockhart, finishes, and we're tied at 81. Here's Stuart Hall. Mr. Mullins brings it down. Over to Garvin. Inside. For Todd Smith.
The crowd's not been too happy with these refs tonight.
Tipped and turned over again by Pikeville. Patton looks for somebody to inbound it to. Finds Mr. Garvin of the other team. It's up. It's in. He's fouled. Counted. Chance for a three-point play.
What did I tell you? Expect a lot from Mr. Garvin here in overtime. That was an off-balance shot, but he took it right to him and laid it in, nothing but net, and he goes to the line for possibly a three-point play.
The young man has quite a bit of athletic ability, as Dick Vitale would say. He looks and studies and hits the free throw. Pikeville up by 3.
84-81.
Allen Central moving the ball around, trying to inside. Here's Garvin again. As Mr. Myers just told you, he's starting to take over here in this overtime. And Pikeville slows it down a little bit with a 3-point lead. But an errant pass. An errant pass by number 32, Kevin Lockhart, just off of Mr. Garvin's fingertips.
Well, I'll tell you whose fingertips is off of is on this cheerleader down on the end. It's kind of like she was in the game. She batted the ball away. Looked like she was out there playing.
This is an important possession for Allen Central.
Sure is. They've got to connect on this trip down the floor.
A lucky rebound after an ill-advised shot by Jeremy Hall.
Well, Sky Marvin.
Here's a turnover, a steal, and it's down. And a tap away by Hall, who redeems himself after that errant shot by hustling back on defense.
Let's talk about Mr. Garvin, Mr. Sky Garvin. He almost got the rebound down there.
He does wear those baggies, too, a la Michael Jordan, doesn't he? And he puts it up and in.
He started off on the right perimeter over there, just moved right around the Allen Central defense on that inbounds pass, was wide open, laid it in for 2.
5-point Panther lead in overtime. 1 minute, 20 seconds left. Here's another steal, another turnover.
They just more or less handed it to Tyrone Mullins. There was no one within at least 5 steps around Tyrone Mullins. There was an Allen Central player, threw it right to him.
Kevin, early on we talked about the 3 guards, the 2 Hall brothers and Todd Lucas for Allen Central, controlling the ball well, dishing it in, getting it in the middle of Allen. Here in the overtime and toward the last 2 minutes of the game, they have not controlled the ball well. They have not played solid in the backcourt, and it's been dribbled away.
Well, I'm sure one of the things that Coach Howard Wallen and the Pikeville Panthers talked about during the huddle there, during the recent timeouts, is, boys, we've got to control Jeremy Hall. He's eating us up all throughout this contest, and Mr. Hall's been silent here in the overtime period.
They're all over him like a cheap suit.
One of them old nasty plaid polyesters.
Ooh, green plaid polyesters.
In 98-degree weather.
Hi, boy. My Uncle Lou would wear that. But we don't talk about him out loud.
86-81, the Panthers with the lead. 1:17 left to go in the first overtime period. Give you a little bit of trivia. This was kind of interesting. I was telling Judge Carter about this last week. Out in Owensboro, for the first time in history, there was 1/10 of a second left. and the team scored 7 points in 1/10 of a second.
Technical fouls must have been involved.
First time in history. They shot the shot. The clock stopped. They did make that shot. The clock stopped with 1/10 of a second left. The coach was called for a technical. He got 2 free throws, made the 2 free throws, and then came back and shot a 3-pointer on the possession and made it.
Well, Allen Central would like that now, but they're not going to get it because Murray Garvin strong to the hole again, and it's 88-81 with just over a minute left in this overtime, and the game has turned around completely. Backing up for the 3 is Stuart Hall, way off the mark. Good hustle by Pikeville, down the lane, in and out. Mullins, Todd Smith working on the inside with Garvin roving.
Kind of surprised that Pikeville
Garvin, though,
executing the basket.
Has Garvin scored every bucket here?
He sure has in this overtime period. I was kind of surprised right there that they were executing the play. I figured they'd hold it.
3-pointer for Lucas.
Run down the clock a little bit. Here's the slam. No, he didn't go for it.
But he puts it in. Another one for Garvin.
And look at this. They've been down by as much as 13 points. 92-84, Pikeville lead.
Here's Lucas again for 3. It bounces off close. Mike Allen says, no, I'm going to toss it back out, and he tosses it away.
Allen had the shot. He turnaround jumper. Allen could have had easy, too.
There's 2 ways to get 3 points, too. You know that these guys have been clamoring, and they probably would have fouled them.
Should have took it on right in the basket, took a step, stop and pop, draw the foul, 3-point play.
There's the foul, the unintentional intentional. And with 15 seconds left, it'll take a gosh darn miracle for Allen Central to get back in the game that they had won most of the time.
Number 24, Tyrone Mullins for the Pikeville Panthers down there on the end of the bench, favoring his right ankle. And they're over there looking at that right now. Hopefully that's nothing serious. He's going to take his shoe off. Maybe just twisted it on a rebound or something. Came down and stepped on somebody's foot and twisted his ankle.
Lockhart hits the first, and it's a 9-point lead with 15 seconds.
Randy, this has been a very aggressive second half and overtime period. Both teams really trying to execute at each other.
Here's Todd Lucas. Sets up for the 3. Misses.
Garvin wanted to slam.
Garvin puts an exclamation point on it, and it's all over. The Pikeville Panthers, who were losing this game by as much as 13 points, come back in the 4th quarter to tie it at 79, take it into overtime, and Murray Garvin turns it on. Final score, 95-84 Pikeville. Kevin.
Well, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I believe that was the Murray Garvin show there at the tail end of the 4th quarter to tie things up. And, of course, in the overtime period, Garvin, it was the Murray Garvin show, and he was able to come back and help this Pikeville Panther team put up a win over Allen Central by a score of 95-84.
And you're going to hustle on down and talk to him.
Yeah, I'll probably try to talk to Murray Garvin since he got his 1,000th point tonight, and then some.
Oh, and, it must be. I'd lost track there. I'm sorry, but we'll find out how many he's got here in just a second, and it's got to be near 30 or more.
We'll tell you what, we'll take a break right now. We're also going to be talking to Pikeville Panther coach Howard Wallen and see what his strategy was there in the tail end of the 4th quarter in this overtime period to pull off a big win tonight over the Allen Central Rebels. So stay tuned. We've got some post-game festivities coming up for you here on TV5 WPRG Sports. 38. No, 30.
Just a heck of a game, folks. Back here at T.W. Oliver Stadium, Randy Yohe along with Kevin Myers and Dr. Don Bevins. And the final score of 95-84 in overtime as Pikeville comes from behind to beat the Allen Central Rebels. And right now we have Kevin Myers down on the floor with the coach of the Pikeville Panthers. Kevin, take it away.
Well, thank you, Randy. Joining me now is Pikeville coach Howard Wallen. And, Coach, you all were down by, I guess, as much as 15 or a little bit more at certain times and came back to win in overtime. Heck of a contest.
We were very lucky to win tonight. We did not play well early, and Allen Central played awfully well. And I tried to tell the players before the game that they were a real good basketball team, and I know they've been playing better and better lately. We're just very thankful to get the win.
Now, there was a lot of lead changes, of course, there in the 4th quarter, and everything. It was an exciting contest, and Allen Central came out. Jeremy Hall did an excellent job for Allen Central tonight, and I think that's what was a big portion to this game tonight, and the fact that you all were able to pull off a win is that he was more or less dormant there in the fourth quarter and overtime period.
I don't know if he maybe got tired a little bit. We tried. I think our defensive pressure did get a little better late, and I thought down the fourth quarter and in overtime we played the kind of defense that we've got to play to win, because we don't shoot the ball very well, and we've got to create a lot of things on off of our defense. But he was a big factor early. He got the ball to people, and he hit the shots himself. They shot the ball awfully well from three, and we just gave too many open shots, and they nailed it.
Well, I'll tell you another fellow, talking about folks who really played well tonight, is Murray Garvin. That's what I was telling the guys up there in the booth at the end of the fourth quarter, is the fact that, you know, Murray Garvin's got to come out here and hit shots. You know, there in the fourth quarter, there was a lot of shots missed. You had to take 2 or 3 shots to make one fall. But Garvin did. He came out in the overtime period and really helped Pikeville pull out a good win tonight.
Well, finally, he didn't play well at all. He did not play a good game, and we've got to have him score. And we kept looking and hoping that he would eventually turn it on a little bit, and finally he did. But he's had a good season. He just didn't play well early tonight, and I don't know. It's a big night for him. Probably had a lot on his mind, but he did come through in the end.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Coach Howard Wallen. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We're also going to be talking to Murray Garvin. He's coming over this way right now. Murray, congratulations on the win tonight. You also got your 1,000th point tonight.
Yeah, it felt good, you know. Not too many do it, and I had the opportunity to do it. And my goal was this season, you know, you don't supposed to set points, but I wanted to do well, and I thought if I'd done well, I'd score 1,000 points, you know, in my career.
Yeah. We talked to DeAnthony Honaker at halftime up there, and he said, you know, Murray Garvin, he was really wanting that 1,000th point. In fact, he may have laid off a little bit last night in the game last night to get the 1,000 point here at home. But he said you more or less, you know, at lunch and everything, was telling the guys how many points you got and everything, keeping up to date on everything, and that's a big goal, 1,000 points.
Yeah, it was. Last night I only played like a quarter and a half. I told Coach Wallen that I wanted to break it at home and not on the road. So last night, if you've seen it in the papers, I only had 4 points. I didn't play that much, and I only shot the ball twice.
Now, of course, the Pikeville Panthers, you all were down in this contest by as many as 13 or possibly a little more at any given time throughout the third quarter, but you really turned things on in the fourth quarter, able to come back and tie the thing up. What did Coach Wallen tell you all at the end of the fourth quarter going into overtime?
Well, he told us it's on the line, and if we was going to let them take it away from us, it would be a shame to lose a game that we should win. And going into the fourth quarter, you know, we decided let's go for what we know, and that's what we tried to do.
Okay. Murray Garvin, congratulations on your win tonight, and also the 1,000-point mark you hit. Thank you very much. That's Murray Garvin of the Pikeville Panthers. Randy, back up to you.
Kevin, thanks a lot. And let me tell you something. Coach Wallen says Murray Garvin didn't have a very good game. Matt, he scored 39 points. If that's a lousy game, I'll take it any day of the week. 39 points for Murray Garvin, and just about every point in a tremendous, tremendous overtime period where he just took the game over. The rest of the scoring for the Pikeville Panthers, J.P. Blair with 18, many strong points late. Tyrone Mullins with 16. Kevin Lockhart had 9. Todd Smith with 6. Keith Lockhart with 2. And Stephen Kretzer in with 5 points. Those in the first half. For the Allen Central Rebels, Stuart Hall led the way with 20, followed by his brother Jeremy Hall with 18. Philip Patton with 8. Center Mike Allen with 13 points. Played a strong game off and on. Better toward the end for the 6'7" senior. Carl Watkins with 2. Todd Lucas, a strong guard off the bench with 19 points. In a losing effort, it was a surprising game. Going to be back with Kevin, and we're going to wrap things up here in just a second. You're listening to the Mountain Magic of WPRG TV Sport.
All righty, welcome back, everyone. Everything is said and done here at the W.T. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium at Pikeville High School. The Pikeville Panthers in overtime able to pull off a big win from the folks just down US 23, Allen Central. The final score once again was 95-84. And Randy, I was down there talking a few moments ago with Murray Garvin, who scored his 1,000th point tonight and also was a big force in the the overtime period tonight. And you have some stats on him, I believe, and a significant stat, which was that he scored, 13 of 15 in the
He scored
overtime?
13 of the 15 overtime points that Pikeville scored. His final total was 41 after I retallied it. I had so many 2s and 3s and free throws. 41 points. And as you foretold, soothsayer Myers. He scored 13 out of the 15. It was the Murray Garvin show in overtime. Scores his 1,000th point, and boy, was he pumped up there at the end. It was a game that Allen Central, I think, though, gave away.
They sure did. Things slowed down a whole lot, and we mentioned Jeremy Hall. He was very, very dormant there in the fourth quarter, tail end of the fourth quarter, and definitely the overtime period. And I think that was a big factor because he was such a strong force for this Allen Central squad tonight.
He finished with 18, his brother Stewart with 20, and Todd Lucas with 19. The three guards amounting for almost 60 points, but those all came within the first three quarters. They started to feed the ball into the big man, Allen, there, the 6'7" man, who had flashes of brilliance, you might say, because of his height, and he had one great block shot. But they come up a little short and lose in overtime.
Of course,
that's the breaks.
Yeah, 95-84 was the final score. I believe you have some other stats to give us.
Well, I've given out the stats. The telling stat now is that Allen Central was trying to move to 500. They came into this game 9-10. Would have been at 10-10 with the win. No, they go to 9-11. Meanwhile, the Pikeville Panthers up their record to 12-8 as they head toward league play. J.P. Blair strong in the middle for the Panthers with 18. Tyrone Mullins with 16. Kevin Lockhart with 9. Todd Smith with 6. Keith Lockhart with 2. And Stephen Krutzer with 5. One more time on the scoring for Allen Central. Mike Allen in the middle with 13. Philip Patton with 8. Seemed like he scored more than that. Jeremy Hall with 18. Stuart Hall with 20. Todd Lucas with 19. Carl Watkins with 2. And c'est la vie. It's all done here. What's coming up? We've got more. It's not done on WPRG when it comes to hoops, though.
Oh, no. We've got another game tonight. Of course, folks just watching our game, you need to stay by, or actually stay tuned, I guess, because coming up next, it's going to be the Shelby Valley Wildcats taking on, I believe, the Millard Mustangs. That game's going to be coming up next. Bill Bevins is going to be calling the action from that one, so we certainly invite you to stay tuned for that and all kinds of great high school basketball action here on WPRG TV5. Also coming up Tuesday, we'd like to remind you about a game coming up then. Wheelwright is going to be at Allen Central, so that's going to be a dandy contest. I guess a battle of the inner Floyd County rivalry there, so that's going to be a nice contest. Also, we were talking a little bit earlier about Paintsville High School. Of course, they welcome you to celebrate with them and honoring University of Kentucky, number 34, of course, John Pelfrey, who is a senior this year. They're going to be retiring his jersey. That's going to be Tuesday, February 11th. That's this Tuesday, tomorrow, at 7:30 p.m. at Paintsville High School. WPRG will also be there. That's going to be the McDowell and Paintsville game, so we invite you to stay tuned Tuesday night, tomorrow night, for that game as well. And, of course, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's contest.
Like Sprouse Creek Processing and Mine Company, Appalachian Cellular Telephone, the Floyd County Board of Education, Pick-Pack Supermarkets, Brooks Pharmacy, Martin Engineering, Williamson Memorial Hospital, Sandy Valley Hardware, Dameron Welding and New Steel Sales, and Marion Brothers Monument Company, a cast of thousands who put meat on our table and bring basketball to you. We love it.
And, of course, we appreciate you for coming up and doing the game with us.
I had a great time. I hope you guys could tolerate me. Next time, give me a few more seconds at the beginning. No. It was a great time. It was an exciting basketball game. You come down, you see an OT game, you see a guy score 1,000 points. I might just have to move down here.
You can't beat it, can you?
I'm telling you.
All righty, with that in mind, for Randy Yohe and Dr. Don on camera, I'm Kevin Myers saying...